Greetings, minions, survivalists, and fellow gamers. This is Silverblade Dagger playing 7 Days to Die, Alpha 12.3. This is episode 45, I believe. And if you've seen the last episode, you will have known that I found me another little town. It had a shotgun messiah and a police station. And when I left off, I was on my way back home. Now, this episode I think is going to be all about trying to survive getting home when there's running zombies. And we'll see how this goes, because this may end in tears. Or maybe not so much tears as there would be a lot of curse words and language not suitable for young audiences. I will try to contain myself. Alright, I really ought to be going cross country here, but at night it is hard to see. So let's see, make sure we're on the right path. Oh dear. Yeah, we're gonna cut across. Whoop, didn't want to do that. Yeah, we're gonna cut across because it's a short trip. And the map didn't look like it was too terrain enhanced, I guess. And of course, I need to beer up, or at least get the coffee rolling here. I'm going to be leaving a trail of empty jars along my way. So we're beering up and going back to the shotgun. And although I could, in theory, just go to my sniper rifle, because things are harder to see at night, I would much rather have the shotgun because of the scatter damage, at least. So here we are at our first locally discovered shotgun messiah. And yeah, that right there, one of the things I did off camera a few days ago really, was I laid out a whole bunch of these nice wooden spikes all across the road to discourage a horde of zombies that was following me. It really wasn't an episode worth watching, I would say, or it really wasn't an episode, more like a moment worth watching. It's just something I had to do. But it is a good trick to use with, I guess, let me put it like this. When I first used the little wooden spikes in that method, you know, covering the road like that, I was playing multiplayer. I think it was on Games for Kicks' server. This is back in Alpha 11. And me and this other guy, I do not recall his name for the life of me right now. We were pretty low level, and we wanted to loot this one town that was south of, basically it was a city that was taken over, and kind of like a community building where people would take their excess junk and leave it for new people. So we would walk out of, or run out of this community building that's set up in a town that's walled up and all this, and headed south into this town. And we were having a hell of a time at it because there's just zombies everywhere. They were tough. I kept dying like over and over again. And so I'm like, you know what? Let's just get a bunch of wood together. Let's make some wood spikes. And I'll distract the zombies. You run in to each of these houses and buildings and just loot everything that you can. And while you're doing that, I'll lay down these spikes so that it'll keep them from getting you, keep them from getting me, and you know, that should work. Well, it did work, but I was having lag issues, and so unbeknownst to me, I kept running into the zombies because I was going backwards to set down the spikes in these long lines. So I kept dying just doing that. He got a buttload of loot from all these houses, and I ended up having to keep running back. And I had a base that I was just starting to build, so it really wasn't much of a base, more like a hidey hole that was like a couple kilometers away from where we were at. So I had these long treks back from my sleeping bag back to the town just to retrieve my backpack, take like a half dozen steps, and die all over again. Wash, rinse, repeat. It was pathetic. But it was a strategy that it was effective to a degree. But yeah, mistakes were made and lessons were learned. So let's get the things out. We made it back to the base in one piece. If it wasn't for coffee and alcohol, we probably wouldn't have gotten here unmolested. And we're just before midnight too, so kind of cutting it close. I'm not exactly sure what to expect tonight. I don't believe we're going to be getting a horde, but you never know. Might get a wandering horde, might get just a regular night horde. But I don't believe we're going to get a 7th day horde, or you know, could even get a dog horde. Who knows? And between episodes, not this episode and the last, but before the last episode, I planted some corn, harvested all the potatoes. So let's see, what do we got? Alright, let's just do this in an easy order. I got scrap metals, and for the time being, I am stockpiling them in here. Next, I got coal ore, and I'll probably just refine it down into lumps of coal for the ammo crate. Alrighty. So we can put that in here. Since we're here, might as well put the gunpowder and the feathers. Let's see. Paper also goes in here. And I believe that is that. For here, we're going to put this up here for now, and we will be making some repair kits, because as you can see, my sniper rifle and my shotgun are in need of some TLC. So let's see, that goes up there. For now, we'll put that up there. Do we? Yes, we do have some of these put away. Anything else medical? Not that I can tell, but I'm kind of skimming, so there's that. No tools. Alright, so we got parts for the mini bike. I think that's... I'll put the gasoline up here. Definitely going to need more gas. Alright, gun parts. Alright, this is a good sniper part. Pistol part. Let's see what we got here. Hunting rifle part. This is a 486. This is a 431. So we can scrap this. Put that up there. This is for the Magnum. So we pretty much got the parts for that, or to upgrade the one that we do have in total. So there's that. We want to break this down to see what the good parts are and swap them into our one down here. So there's that. Let's come over here. Glue. Put our mine parts up here, because I do want to make some landmines. I gathered a bunch of them in Alpha 11 and never really made use of them at all, so I hope to do so in Alpha 12. Alright, so we got those condensed down. Let's put those properly away. In there, please. Alright, so we got some food items, drink items. We can put these away. So, beer, grain elky. Got some eggs. We can make some more bacon and eggs, which is always good. Got some, what is that, miso. Miso hungry. Coffee, always a necessity. Alright, so we got that. Let's do some gun upgrades. So alright, this is an easy swap. Whoops, gotta put that in there. We'll take the receiver out. And that's hunting rifle parts. This, I think, is for scrapping. But we will cobble that together. Ooh, we got a great sniper rifle. Friggin' awesome. Let's see, stats, accuracy 45%, fall off range 117 meters. So the better we are with the barrel and receiver, and what the shit was that? What in the shit was that? That was loud, and what in the shit was that? So hard to tell. Yeah, well, as long as it wasn't my base falling apart, it's all good. So let's get back to what we were doing, and we'll kind of investigate. Alright, so this gun obviously could use some tweaking. I'm going to keep this as a backup and scrap the not so good parts. Let's see, this barrel is a poor one. But how poor? 172. Alright, so that improved that gun a little bit. 172 versus a 148. Okay, well, we'll craft this. Put this back up in here. We'll take this out. And all this. We'll put our good one back in. Swap barrels. Recraft it. Put it in our bar. And then we will remake the sniper rifle. I think it is... Oh, wait a minute. I think that there. Oh, come on, grab it. There we go. Barrel. Parts. There we go. And the rest of this stuff we can scrap. Oh, wait. Did I put... Let me check. Yeah, almost scrapped a good part. That would have been a shame. Alright, now we can scrap that. Measure twice, cut once. Okay, so we've got 2 sniper rifles. which I'm extremely happy about. There's our Magnum. We can probably upgrade that while we're at it. Might as well do this, I guess. And I'm not going to worry about those. Reload between engagements. Alright, so first priority will be the Magnum. Now I'm pretty certain that these parts are inferior, but we will just double check. So we got a 110 and 148. As for pistol parts, let's see, we got that and a grip, and I believe that's all we got for that. So this should be a pretty quick thingamajig. So the cylinder, we don't really need to worry about that. The frame, don't need to worry about that. But the parts, obviously, these parts are much better. I find it crazy you have a 44 Magnum revolver with a flashlight on it. I've only seen like the pistols, you know, the slide top pistols with lights on them, whether they're laser pointers or flashlights. So that's just kind of crazy. Alright, so let's see. Are we good? Pistol. Let's see. 217, and this is a 223. So that's obviously a good way to go. Now let's put this in here. Obviously this grip needs to go, so I improve that. And wait. Okay, yeah, this has to go into this one, I believe. See, that's a 233, and that is a 291. Well, let's put this up in here. Craft it. Okay. Alright, now we're back on track. We just gotta remember what is what. There we go. So now we can scrap these, because really don't need them. And the scrap metal is always nice. We can add these into the mix. Remember, guys, when you get weapons, even if they're crappy at first, and you know, when you first start playing the game, if you come across a gun, it's pretty much going to be absolute garbage. Get it anyway, and just keep working on improving it. You know, just gradually stepping it up, part by part, if you have to. In this particular case, you know, the accuracy of this pistol is a 78%. Accuracy on this is a 58%. And this is my backup gun. This one here is going to be, you know, the first one I grab when in trouble. And then you can just take the old parts out and scrap them. So, and also when you find weapons in the wild, you know, completed weapons, you put them up in here, and you're going to get your ammo out. So if they have a few rounds in them, and you're really needing the ammo, just put them up here, you get the ammo from it. And if there's any good parts, yoink on those too. You know, it just makes your game better. So, let's see, we got some more revolver parts in here. We might as well ditch on these. I'm not going to bother with a shotgun. I think this is crap. Going to scrap these because we got much better parts already in our gear. So let me, yeah, because I really don't want to mess with the SMG. I might put one together later on just to show you guys in action why I don't like the SMG. So you can kind of see for yourself if you don't believe me. I mean, they're a lot of fun when you just spray and pray, but it's just, it burns ammo so fast and it's so hard to control, even if you have a good computer. So I just scrap it. Hopefully the Fun Pimps will do something useful with it. but for now, it's not something I want to toy with. So, you sometimes will get more. You'll get more scrap piece by piece sometimes, rather than just putting the whole gun in here. Like with a pistol, I believe if you put it in here, in the center here, you'll get 4 scrap. But if you like put it in here and you have it all broken apart, and you take like the pistol grip and put it off to the side so it's not completing the schematic, instead of getting 4 scrap iron, you'll get 6. And I will try to demonstrate that right now. Okay, so you put the pistol in here. Oh, you get 6 scrap. Well, this is a change from Alpha 11. So everything I have just said is null and void. Because it used to be, you put it in here, or you put it in here, you would get 4. But if you put it in here, and like move that there, you would get 6. I wouldn't necessarily call it an exploit, but you know, there you are. Now, it might be different with the shotguns, because certain parts on the shotgun will not turn into scrap. They just become, well, firewood. So you don't really want to scrap your weapons in pieces, I guess, except for shotguns and anything that has wooden stocks. So that's something to bear in mind for that. So let's make some weapon repair kits. If I can just move this aside. Put these here. Oop. 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 Whatever. Well, let's do this on this one. Resources repair kit. And I just arrow. Craft. And booyah, we now have 10 repair kits. So before we do anything there, mouse buttons. Alright. Yeah, so now the most damaged weapon is the shotgun. So I really want to patch that up, if it'll let me. I keep hitting the right button. What the hell? There we go, finally. Alright, so that repaired that. Great. But now we need to repair this. Now it'll work when I right mouse on it. Okay, it didn't really repair a whole hell of a lot, but it's better than nothing. And now with our tools down here, come on, there we go. Repair me, please. It's only just a little bit of damage on it, but I like to have my weapons and my tools as full on the bar as possible. They'll last longer. And I think I'll put these metal strips up in there for now, but I will be taking this bundle of them here with me when I go to the mine and start doing mining. Because last 2 episodes ago, I believe it was, I showed you how to make the platform for how I would like to do mining in a cave like that. And so I'm going to go back there eventually and start doing some mining, get some lead and iron and potassium nitrate. And so I'll take a whole bundle of metal strips to keep my tools good. So you'll want to remember to take that with you as part of your mining kit. I would also suggest taking food and water. And essentially you kind of want to turn your mining base into a smaller version of your above ground base. So, you know, the necessities would be food, water, possibly ammo, maybe a little bit of medical stuff. Like you might want to take a few of these, a splint or two. In fact, that's why I don't have any splints here. They're over in my cave. Let's eat some antibiotics. And yeah, so you want to take some medical stuff. You want to take some ammo. You want to take some food. You want to take some metal strips. You'll definitely want to take some wood frames. Some logs or wooden, a good number of wooden planks is also good to take to your mining base, because if you get locked in, you're going to need to survive long enough to dig your way out. So, yeah, so this episode has been about running back home in the middle of the night, putting your stuff away, and kind of inventory management. This episode's been about how to keep your weapons upgraded, how to make repair kits, and to repair up your weapons and tools. So I hope this episode has been helpful, if not just a good review of things. I'm gonna get me something to eat, get the hydration up, and of course, it gets my stamina cap is increased to 109. Sweet. So I hope that this episode has been somewhat helpful to you. Not a lot of action in it, but not every episode can be that super exciting. Alright, well, if you like this episode, please click the like button, and I would greatly appreciate it. If you dislike this episode, at least do me the courtesy of telling me why after you hit the dislike button. If you're bored, hit the dislike button, then the like button. They'll cancel each other out, and it's something to do. Tell your friends, share my videos on social media as you deem necessary. I'd like to have a lot more viewers, so I can get a lot more input as to how to make things better and help things out for people to get them more adjusted to the game. As also learn some tips and tricks that I can apply for my own uses, as well as to share with all of you. Please subscribe. I'm doing my damnedest to get as many videos out as I can, which minimum I'm going at 2 a day, but trying to get things more recent, because I'll record episodes and then by the time they get on YouTube, it's like a week later. So I'm trying to get more caught up so it's not as much of a gap. Like when I did the Alpha 12.3 episode with the changelog, it was already a week after 12.3 came out, even though I recorded it the day that it came out. So anyways, yeah, subscribe and you can keep up to date with all that mess. And thanks for watching. I really, really do genuinely appreciate it. And until next time, I will see you later. Twitch.